So Hogwarts Legacy is a game that has exceeded most people's expectations, or at least matched the expectations that it was expected. It runs very well, besides for PC where it stutters a bit, but even then it runs very well, only in Hogwarts really, where you lose frames and Hogsmeade as well. But like I said, it matched and exceeded expectations, and I think that's something that is very good and something that will make other games at least try to match that type of detail that this game brings to the table. But besides for the expectations that have been met, I will say that there are a few things that I have found in Hogwarts that maybe are annoying or I think are something that they could have thought of. And don't get me wrong, there's way more good in this game than there is bad, and these are mainly my opinions, so I don't want anyone to think that I'm being too serious about this. These are small things and they do not affect my enjoyment of the game whatsoever. And the first and real only major thing I did not like about this game was the dialogue. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of good dialogue in this game, plenty of emotional moments, but for the most part, especially on the side quests and even during the main story, dialogue gets rough to go through. There's way more tell rather than show, and it seems like the characters are tailored towards you. What I mean by this is a lot of the dialogue is basic, bland, and it's really just there to move the story further, and other than that, it's pretty bland. Especially for the side quests, I found myself constantly skipping dialogue. The side quests with the beasts or with killing Harlow, I mean, those missions specifically, I was skipping dialogue left and right. And then the side missions with Sebastian, where you're unlocking the unforgivable curses, I would say that dialogue wasn't necessarily that good either, but since you're learning about the unforgivable curses, I was far less uninterested and wasn't skipping dialogue that often. And for the main story, there are a few moments where I was wanting to skip dialogue, and I did, but for the most part, I wasn't skipping the dialogue just because it's the main story, and I didn't want to lose track of where I was and what was happening. But I do think there is some dialogue in this game that is done well and does bring emotional moments to it. But once again, this is my opinion, and that was just that the dialogue was not very good in this game. So going on to another complaint that I have about this game, and I think one that a lot more people will resonate with, is the lack of getting unique and time-saving item early in the game. Specifically, I'm talking about like mounts and more spell slots. You don't unlock spell slots till you're at least level 10 when you unlock talents. And keep in mind, that is almost 5 to 10 hours through the game if you're taking it at a pretty medium pace. This means that I was constantly having to go into my spells, switch slots in and out all the time until I unlock talents. And even when you unlock talents, the game doesn't specifically tell you that you can unlock more options to add more spell slots. So if you're not paying attention or you don't realize you unlock talents, then you're going to be stuck with 4 spells for a long time before you realize this. And this was something that could have easily been done by decreasing the level you unlock talents at. And this could have easily been made better by just allowing you to unlock your talents way earlier in the game, at least like level 5. Or once you finish the main introduction to Hogwarts, which is not that far into the story. And another annoying part is you don't unlock your broom or meanings of getting around the map quickly until you're at least 10 to 15 hours to the game. And specifically for the broom, you don't unlock that for a good long while. And I understand early in the story they didn't want people going too far out in the world and they wanted to keep people reined in until you unlocked your broom. But at the same time, you're playing at Hogwarts. You want to explore the world around Hogwarts. And limiting that by not allowing you to unlock means of traveling around the map quickly until you're at 10 to 15 hours to the game is somewhat annoying. And not to mention, you don't unlock a beast in this game until 2 missions before you finish the game. This means that while you do have mounts and brooms at that point, you don't unlock beasts that can attack and hit enemies while you're riding them until you're almost done with the game. And at that point, the casual player isn't going to play that much once they finish the game. And while I'm trying to get to level 40, for those who want to use the beast, they're going to be disappointed by the fact that they don't unlock it till they're nearly done. And that's like 30 hours into the game. Speaking of leveling, this is another annoying part that I have about the game. And I understand a lot of solo games, you're not always maxed out on your level when you finish the main story, but honestly this game feels way more punishing when it comes to the XP you can get later on in the game, and it just makes the leveling process honestly annoying bog, especially after you're done with the main story. The side quests don't give you much XP at all, and once you're towards level 35 you've already finished most of the challenges, which makes it extremely annoying because you have to go out of your way to do other parts of the game in order to level up. And my last complaint about this game is that no one reacts whatsoever to you using or learning the unforgivable curses. In the Harry Potter universe, the unforgivable curses are very serious. There's a quest in the game where you can send someone to Azkaban just for using one, and even then the teachers in the game or in cutscenes or when you're playing with someone who straight up doesn't want beasts to get harmed and you're using Avada Kedavra to kill beast hunters and they don't react at all, it definitely brings you out of the game a bit. So all in all, those are my main dislikes with the game. Once again, they do not distract from the experience whatsoever. I think this game is really good. It runs well, it has a lot of content, and the attention to detail is amazing. Let me know what you guys didn't like about the game. Did I get a lot of things right? What do you think? Take care and see you another day.